Well, it's a beautiful day in McCormick County, isn't it? And I'm here among beautiful McCormick County Democrats. That's a whole different spirit than that red side over there. It's a good spirit. People with good hearts. People who understand that our existence here in this world is all about what we can do for one another, how we can build each other up, support one another, and make our nation safe for one another. Let me get some things out of the way right quick, okay, before I get into my speech. I got 5 minutes? Got some materials on the table inside, got some signs. If we don't have yard signs, 32,000 square miles of yard signs is quite expensive, and we don't have a big war chest of money like my opponent has. So we have some small signs that folks can definitely put in a window, or even I've seen people taping them inside of their cars, okay? So we're going to make the best out of this campaign. There's also some other of my business cards, bumper stickers, and things of that sort on the table inside. And there's also a red 1/2 size of this scarf that says enough on it. It's our campaign battle flag for the Dixon for Senate campaign. Why a red flag? Because originally we started out with the Stop the Violence, and the red stood for the blood on the streets. We say enough is enough. Now in 2016, as Pastor Dixon is on his way to the U.S. Senate, based on the fact that your support is going to send me there, it's time for us, that red, to stand for the red, what this state has traditionally been. And it's time for us to let the world know and this state know. Let Nikki Haley know, and let Tim Scott know. Let Lindsey Graham know, and let all of the other Republicans in the state know enough is enough. And we're not having it anymore. So those are on the table, but the scarves, we're asking for a donation of $10 because they're expensive to produce. But if somebody doesn't have $10, I'm not getting ready to say you can't have a scarf. That's not what we do. We're Democrats, and we take care of one another. Ahead of that, we're Americans, and we take care of one another. Now, one last thing, housekeeping. When we're finished, I would hope that everybody will grab a sign or a scarf, okay, even if you haven't bought the scarf or donated for the scarf, so we can take a group picture. I would love to have a group picture of Pastor Dixon and my beautiful wife, Vanessa. Vanessa, wave. Along with our 3rd District Congressman, Mr. Hosea Cleveland. The scripture tells us we call things that be not as though they were. That's right. So I'm not getting ready to say that's Mr. Cleveland over there. That's Congressman Cleveland. That's right. And so we can all take a picture. I just want everybody to know right ahead of time. After this, after it's finished, we can take a picture. So let's talk a little bit. Let's get a little casual. My history. I'm not a South Carolina native. I hear that somewhere along the way in the campaign, because people like to throw that up. He's not even from here. Well, but I've been here since 1985. I've been here now for quite a few years, 31 years to make it exact, okay? My daughter was born here, our daughter was born here, who's 25 years old. 26 soon. 27. 27 soon. No, I'm getting old. I'm trying to talk the numbers down, dear. 27 years old. She was born here. So I might not be a native South Carolinian, but I came here from a background that showed me that my lifestyle that I lived for over 30 years of my life wasn't the lifestyle I needed to be living. Over 30 years of my life, I was involved in alcohol and drugs, crime, vice, and everything. I am a former alcoholic and drug addict. I wound up. God is good. God is good. I wish people were so forgiving. Because even right now, as I go to fill out a job application, I have to check that box on there that says ex-felon. My application is I've been out of the prison system since 2001. And I'm doing all of the things that I do right now, but the debt is still not paid. I'm not forgiven. But for my history, yes, I've been to prison. I've been to prison in South Carolina, probably corrections. I did close to 3 years. When I went in, it was at a point where my wife was all fed up with my drug abuse. One of the things that she didn't realize, though, all that time was that how much I had wanted to stop, but I just didn't know how. That's really what brought me to South Carolina. Our son was born in 1981. And I asked myself then, what will I be able to do for him in 10 years? So I was an alcoholic and a drug addict. I figured I'd be good in jail. So I joined the military. And the military ultimately brought me to South Carolina. But I thought that I would be able to not only get paid, military paid, benefits for my child and my wife, but I would also be able to get away from the drugs, the demons. But the demons, they came with me. I didn't realize that. Everywhere I went, the demons followed me. No matter how much I hated the lifestyle I lived, I didn't know how to quit because the demons were just so. 1999, I was arrested and put in 3 jails, 3 separate county jails, and then sent to the Department of Corrections. But inside that first county jail I was assigned to, I met my Savior. And from that day forward, without any withdrawals, without anything or whatever, one day I was an addict, the next day my head was clear as I'm 64 years old in September. And He saved me from me. But He saved me for a reason. So that all of that history that I had in the streets, out there on the block, as they say, in the middle of the night, growing up around and interacting with Ray Ray and Pookie and them that's out here shooting each other right now. I know how the first program to deal with alcoholism and drug addiction is to stop being judgmental and to accept the fact that not every drug addict that you see or every alcoholic that you see wants to be that. And the many that I know want to break free, they just don't have the power to. But now, as they see an ex-convict, former drug addict, and alcoholic going to the U.S. Senate, they'll have somebody that they can look to for hope. Hope doesn't fail. Our state motto is Dum Spiro Spiro. While I breathe, I hope. Amen. But unfortunately, in South Carolina, for many, many years, though, hope has been taken away from the people.
Amen.
Not only in South Carolina, but in the entire nation. We have people that work regular jobs, sometimes 2 or 3 jobs, who there's more month left at the end of the money than there is money left at the end of the month.
Amen.
People whose children will watch the television and see Disney World, but never will be able to attend or go to Disney World because they're not paid a living wage in 2016. No hope there. It bothers me every day as I get up. After seeing the transition in my life and God placing it in my heart that I'm here to serve people and to make life better for people, but I get every day and I see that people are killing each other because those who have the power to make change will not do it. They will not enact sensible gun legislation, not take anybody's Second Amendment rights away from them to own firearms, but sensible gun legislation that will reduce guns getting into the hands of those who shouldn't have them. Think about it. The Brady background checks have been in effect since 1995, with the loopholes in there. And the amount of guns that's been estimated have been taken off the streets have been about 1 million guns. That translates, that translates into approximately 2 to 4 million lives that were saved because of the Brady background checks. With the loopholes. Think about how many more lives that we could have saved had the loopholes been closed. How many more lives can we still save when we close the loopholes? We talk about one loophole in particular, the Charleston loophole. The loophole that put a gun in Dylan Roof's hand on June 17th of last year. He went into Mother Emanuel Church and killed our beloved Senator for Lincoln Pinckney and 8 other church members after a Bible study. He shouldn't have even had the gun. But because of the loophole that allowed him to have that gun, he was able to get that gun because of the way he was fired. young dealer said, okay, I can sell it to you. And it's true. But look what he did. Instead of having to wait, instead of the gun dealer having to wait until a 30-day period was up, until he got that background check back. I was there that night. I wasn't at the Bible study, but I was on the scene within a half hour. The community called Pastor Dixon and said, Pastor, we need to get on the phone now. Something terrible is happening. I'm not going to continue to go through these changes like that. I'm not going to continue to go to crime scenes where Ray and Pookie and them shot each other, and the mother standing in there, and I got to hold their hands, and I got to try to comfort them when there's no comfort left for them. How do you comfort somebody who's joined a club they didn't want to be a part of, and the price they had to pay to get into that club was the loss of their child? Who can comfort in that? But we sit here and our Republican counterparts refuse to vote in favor of closing the background. Instead of using excuses, talking about people taking their rights away, their gun rights away. That's allowed in the pits of hell. That's right. That's an excuse not to do what's right because they're in the pocket of those who are paying them to keep those loopholes open.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Enough is enough.
Amen.
Enough is enough. I wake up disappointed because when it comes to funding Planned Parenthood, and the fact that women's reproductive rights, their reproductive health care should be supported by the system instead of put down, because Planned Parenthood does save lives.
Yes. Yes, it does.
But every time we turn around, we see our self-righteous Republicans saying, no, Planned Parenthood's got to go. And we have to look down. They say we have to look down on the LGBTQ community. It's wrong.
Yes.
It really bothers me as a pastor. It bothers me even more as a human when I hear other people talk down about other people.
Amen.
Because they think they're better than them.
That's right.
Self-righteousness is a killer. And it's killing our nation because of the party right now that we're getting ready to take this country back from.
Yes.
When it comes to those women who decide for themselves that what they want to do with their body, when it comes to those who are members of the LGBTQ community, God said to love one another.
That's right.
He didn't say to fix it.
That's right.
And that's what our Republicans is constantly trying to do. That's what they do. They spend more time trying to fix people than they do love people. That's why we're Democrats, because we love first.
Amen.
Not just me, but just love first.
That's right.
There's so many areas. Quality public education. I get up, I shake my head on all these things. Quality public education. The more senior citizens' rights that are being taken from them every day because of pet projects that our Republicans have. They figure, okay, I can fund what I want to get done, even no matter how inconsequential it is, so we can take some money from the senior citizens or from our veterans who honorably served our country. I'm a veteran myself. I'm a senior myself. And I'm not going to let them continue doing this. I'm not going to do it. And you're going to help me not let them do it.
That's right. That's right.
Because I envision a world. Where our children don't have to worry about the safety within their schools. That none of us has to worry about going to a movie or the church or walking down the street or going to the store in the middle of the night. But somebody's going to shoot us because we haven't done everything we can to protect us. I envision a world where our school at a particular school, or have the ability to drive their child to a particular school, but every school in America should offer a quality public education, free education for our children.
Amen.
Every school.
Yes.
There's so many different areas. The rights of workers to be protected on their jobs. The right for a worker to go to work and to receive a decent day's pay for a decent day's work.
Amen.
The right for women to be paid equally as men in America because they are. My fellow Americans, my fellow South Carolinians, my fellow McCormick County people, my fellow 3rd Congressional District people. time for change.
Yes. Yes.
And change has come to South Carolina. And change is on its way to our nation's capital. It's time for the Republicans who have been running roughshod over us for too many years, who have held a proudful flag of red over this county, over this state of South Carolina. It's time for us to say not only enough is enough, but it's time for us to do what it takes to prove to them that enough is enough. It is time for us to get up. It's time for us to get out. It's time for us to vote them out. And it's time for us to put in the good people, right-thinking people that are going to do what's right of the people, by the people, and for the people. And you know what people those are? Those are you. And in closing, that's not only you, but it's those 18 to 40-year-olds out here that have not voted.
That's right.
That are disillusioned by the process because they feel, why vote when we don't have anybody that listens to us and won't represent us? And I kind of understand that. They have, once again, they have no hope.
That's right.
We must reinstill the South Carolina motto within their hearts. Dum spiro spero. While I breathe, I hope.
That's right.
Please let them know that there are candidates out here. Candidates like Hosea Cleveland. Candidates like myself. And we'll listen to them. And not only listen to them, not ignore what they have to say, that we will fight for them. That we understand the reason why they're out on the block slinging dope is because they have no economic opportunities available to them, because the school system has failed them and set them up for this position. It's time for a change, and we're going to make that change together, and we're going to make that change from the preschool to the senior citizens community. And we're going to make it a change so all of Americans are treated fairly, equally, and all Americans can live out the American dream of life, liberty, and happiness. We are Americans, and we take care of Americans. And we're going to, regardless of what the Red Party thinks. It's time for them to go. This is Pastor Dixon here to tell you. 2016, we're going, y'all. We're going. Thank you all so much for having me out. I really appreciate it.
It's got a website. It's called Dixon for Senate, and they need money to run these campaigns. So we'll get some scarves for some people who can't afford scarves. But I just want you to know you can write a check. How did I found out how to write the check on the website. It says Dixon for U.S. Senate, and you can also do it online. So we need to support all our good Democratic candidates. We've got envelopes on the table inside. Hopefully they'll pass you. Now, we've had 2 more candidates arrive, and JR came back. I knew he wasn't going to go too far. And, you know, I don't know if our congressional candidate, Hosea Cleveland, has to go anyway, but we've had such a wonderful convention, and we honored so many women.